Good morning, all you wonderful people. I thought I was due for an update and a recap because it's been a while since I did a recap. So let's do that. um, let's see. All-time high weight, 407 pounds. That was quite a few years ago, and I went up and down, 50 pounds or so for many years. Um, Finally got referral to have weight loss surgery. And when I started that process, I was 376 pounds. Um, I had surgery April 2013, a little over 2 years ago. Um, yeah, surgery weight was 350 pounds. And about 1 year later, um, I reached my goal weight of around 167 pounds. I just dipped into the normal weight category for my height. Um, and since then, I have put on a fair amount of muscle. Um, and I weighed in today at 176.1 pounds. So about 10 pounds up from my low weight. But it's all on the muscles, so it's okay. I'm not gonna complain about that. Oh, jeez, hair is all, I need a haircut really badly. Um, yeah, so it's been great. I mean, no complaints for sure. Um, I kind of look back over, how I went about things and, you know, the thinking, each stage of the journey. And, I've changed quite a bit, both in my thinking about weight loss and exercise and just, in general. Um, Yeah, when I started out, 300 and 76 pounds or whatever, um, I was only able to walk, 15 minutes a day. I mean, gradually, um, once I got a treadmill at home and everything, I was able to, increase that up pretty steadily, and increase the incline as well, to get a little more, calorie burn out of it. Um, but it took me about 6 months before I got myself into the gym. I think that mostly was because I was still pretty big, and I didn't want to go to the gym. I didn't want to have to, deal with that. And even when I went in, I think when I started the gym, I started in October 2013. My birthday, 41st birthday. So yes, I am that old. um, I think I was around 250 pounds, somewhere in that ballpark. And even at that weight, it was tough. I mean, there were some machines that just weren't comfortable. It just didn't fit in very well, or I couldn't do the exercise very well. Something like a leg press, for example. It's a great exercise, but when you've got a great big stomach, you can't go with the full range of motion. You just can't. Um, it's just how things are. And stuff like ab crunch. I remember my first trainer put me in this ab crunch machine, and it's like there's nowhere to crunch, you know. So we have to skip this one. Um, and also, it had those things on the side, like the arms on the side, and it was just like I was like wedging myself in there. It was just horrible. Um, but yeah, I did get to the gym. I was uncertain when I joined the gym. I was like, oh, maybe I'll just join for a month or 3 months and just try it out. But economics of the situation where it was so much cheaper to get a 1 year subscription, so I just said, what the heck, I'll do it and hope it works out for me. And I fell in love with the gym. I just love that feeling of going to the gym. I like the ritual. I like the feeling after the gym of accomplishment, and also tired out sort of feeling. um, was just really good. So I was about 6 months in the gym. Basically did like circuits, with not a lot of rest. um, like I'd work upper body, then lower body, like one set upper body, one set lower body, go back and forth, and then switch and do, some other pairing of exercises. So um, that was pretty good. And all that was, I was doing that at very low calories. I was still, I think, in that range, like 800 to 1,000 calories, because I was still actively trying to lose weight, and it was difficult to eat. I wasn't able to get in that much food. But I kept the protein high, carbs were pretty low, um, fats as well, I guess, because 800 calories doesn't go very far, right? That's what I have for breakfast now. So, um, yeah, so so I did that for about 6 months, and then I started to find that I need more food. So I basically started to ramp up my calories, like 200 calories at a time, kind of thing, every couple of months. Was keeping up with the gym, working hard in the gym. I think at that time I was like 3, 4 times a week um, in the gym, and then in between the gym I would just be at home um, on the treadmill, doing 45 minutes, an hour, something like that, total a day on the treadmill. And yeah, my metabolism went way up from doing that. Um, both from the activity and from the muscle mass that I was able to slowly build. I mean, it's very slowly. When you're in a calorie deficit, I mean, you can't build much muscle at all. Um, but but when I hit my low weight, um, I decided, to increase calories even further. Um, so once I got over that threshold of, no longer in a calorie deficit, and now in a calorie surplus, the muscle just started to like fly on, and my weight that I was able to lift was starting to just go up and up and up and up, and up, which is great. There's no better feeling for me than being able to go up one notch on the weights, or throw another plate on there, or whatever it is. Um, it's a great feeling. Um, yeah. So I eventually gave up on that circuit training thing, and decided it was time to, take a more stringent, take work on a split weekly, like, you know, at first I think I was doing like 1 day upper body, 1 day lower body, just like everything basically, but that didn't work out so well. More recently, I do kind of a 4 day rotation where I do like chest and triceps, and then I'll do like um, shoulders and legs, and then I'll do back and biceps, and then I'll do like deadlifts with um, whatever, legs, shoulders, whatever, whatever I kind of feel like doing. Still haven't been able to get into the squatting very much. My back is kind of all bent up from, I had the osteoporosis, and, carrying all that weight around, and a class vertebrae, and blah, 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 blah. It's a mess. So it's really hard to squat and keep that weight where it's supposed to be. Um, so I don't usually do that. But, I haven't given up on it totally. I mean, as everything else strengthens up, um, it's going to become easier, and I will eventually be able to get some squats in with some weight on my back. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, things are going well. Recently, yeah, let's jump to the recent time now. This is our July update. Um, things have been going in the gym pretty well. I've been working more on a sort of technique sort of things on the big lifts. The big lifts, I only really do 2 big lifts, really. um, but like overhead press, I've incorporated that. I didn't do that for a long time just because I wasn't very stable. Like my core just wasn't um, solid enough to be able to do, well, any really weight at all. um, but I've been watching a lot of videos on overhead presses, and I like them now. So the weight is going up on those, and the form is going up as well. It's a subtle thing, just moving your hands in, a couple of centimeters, or changing your foot width. And, I mean, it's a big difference. It's a big difference to how you do the movements. Same thing with the deadlifts. My deadlifts, I started with like nothing on the bar, like 0 bars, deficit deadlifts, just because my mobility and my technique was just needed a lot of work. But I started that in January, deadlifts, and I've been ramping up the weight since then, and now to 2 plates, which is still kind of low for someone my size and weight. Um, but it's mostly technique that's holding me back at this point. Um, for example, I was doing the double overhand grip, and I find that once I get 2 plates on there, the bar just, like, when I lift it, it just basically rolls out of my hand. Like, it's really hard to hold on to. So this past week, or 2 weeks actually, I've been working on mastering that over under grip on the deadlift, and it feels really awkward. It's kind of strange. I noticed that my right shoulder, this one, is a little bit more forward than my left shoulder, just because of my way my back is settled, I guess. So if I do the right hand underhand, it's okay. If I go the other way, which is the way I would want to do it, just because it'll work my left bicep a little extra, because it needs it. It's like really like wonky, like it doesn't work. So yeah, I have to do it with the right hand under, um, and it's working. It's a weird adjustment because your hand placement is different, and um, just how you set yourself before you lift is different, and um, but I'm making progress. So hopefully soon I'll be able to go up in the weight. Get those 2 plates plus, and get into a more respectable um, deadlift. Um, this past month, I got my update from Endomondo, which is what I use for my outdoor fitness, like my cycling and biking and um, walking. And I did 17 hours of cardio last month, which is a lot. For someone who's trying to bulk up and put on weight, it's a lot. That's like over half an hour a day. It's because my car was broken, so I was like walking and biking everywhere. So I had like 17 hours of cardio on top of what I have in the gym, which I'm just going to do some math right here. Minimum 5 days a week. Sometimes it's 6 days a week, but we'll go with five. An hour and a half each time with the weights, times 4 1/3 weeks. So another 32 hours in the gym. So that was like 50 hours of exercise last month, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Um, but because of that, I wasn't able to put on weight because I have problems eating enough at this point, because my metabolism has gone so up, my activity is so high that it's really hard to eat in. Like, I've been eating, I think this month, I think I started out the month at like 3,500 calories, and lately I've been able to get in about 3,800 calories. Occasionally I'll get up to 4,000, which is where I want to be. But yeah, it's hard when you have a stomach, the size of a banana, to be able to put in a lot of food. And liquid calories are great. Like, I drink a lot of milk and stuff like that. But stuff like fruit juices, which would be great source of calories for me. Um, I find it's too much sugar. Like, it makes me feel kind of lightheaded, which is a good feeling sometimes, but not in this case. And also just the added sugars. Like, I'm already like averaging like 150 grams of sugar a day, not carbs. I mean, my carbs are like 500 and something, but just sugar, 150 grams a day, which to me is that's a lot. I think at that point, I don't want to be adding um, more sugar, more liquid sugar into my diet, right? So, that's where it is. Um, Again, fats also are kind of would be another great calorie source, and I try and have them, like 3 servings of nuts a day kind of thing. But I really have to spread it out because my biliary system is completely messed up as well. So I can, and my gallbladder is non-functional. So um, I can only take in a certain amount of fat at a time and be able to fully digest it. So I have to like spread it out through the day. Um, so yeah, so that's not a real great source of calories for me either. So yeah, I get on the daily basis, I get 200 grams or higher of protein, 500 grams of carbs, and 110 grams of fats a day, and 50 grams of fiber, somewhere around there. So those are pretty good macros, but just need to get the calories to go up there. I mean, I eat pretty clean and pretty simply, so it's a challenge. It's a challenge sometimes. Um, but yeah, I am happy with my fitness and weight for certain. Um, it's very freeing. When I can just go biking and not really have to worry about oh, I'm not gonna be able to make it back kind of thing, which is always a concern when you're overweight or unfit. Um, yeah, so that's it, guys. I'm gonna let you go. I have a gym this morning. It's a chest and tricep day, which is always a good day. Um, and yeah, it's sunny outside. I know I have windows closed, so you can actually see me because the light adjustment doesn't really work out very well. Um, but yeah, good day. So get out there, get your fitness in, be strong, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys later.